Hi everybody, welcome to Sharon's Home and Garden. I wanted to do a quick garden tour today. It's going to be really quick. Look at this beautiful tree behind me. My crabapple tree has finally blossomed. We're about 2 weeks behind schedule here. So I'm really happy to see the crabapple tree blossoming and happy to see leaves on the trees finally. So let's take a quick tour of the garden. We're going to start here with the garlic. Only half, less than half actually, of my garlic has come up. I planted these all the same, and I got this from Pine Tree Seeds. Spent a lot of money on this, and it did not come up. So I'm really quite disappointed. Not going to be doing that again. But I really wanted something that I couldn't just go buy in the store for like 29 cents. So we'll see. I'll plant something else here. I'll either put some onions there or I don't know what I'll do. We'll see. But so that's what the garlic is doing. This is the tarragon. It is grown like weed, which it is. But it looks pretty good. And then I have lots of tarragon for my salads and cooking. My sage is finally coming up. I have so much grass in my garden that I have to go around and pull out. All coming back to life, which is always fun to see. What are you eating there? Huh? What are you eating? This whole thing is my bed that had the cover on it. And I think I'm just going to dig this whole thing up and start over. I mean, some of the spinach is doing okay. Some of it is not. Some of the lettuce is doing okay. And the peas look really scraggly. But I'm thinking about digging this whole thing up and starting over. So the potatoes are coming up. They are looking good. I love to see their little heads popping through the ground. So here is my strawberry bed. You can see they're starting to flower. Back up here, I leave the top open until everything's been pollinated. I actually go through and help it out by pollinating them. And go over to another one. Over to another one. But I have a lot of work to do in this bed. I gotta add some compost to the soil, give them some nutrients, and get all this grass out of here. I got so much grass in here and weeds, and I'm gonna add some more strawberries in here, and I'm gonna do all that this weekend. The lavender that I was wondering if it was gonna come back. It's supposed to be tolerant to zone 4, and we're zone 5A here. And so I think that I could cut off the dead stuff here because it is completely growing anew. Although, if you look at this, that looks like it's growing on dead wood. So maybe I'll leave that. I don't know. This one made it. This one did not. And then I've got some more on the side of my house that made it. So I'm thinking I'm going to plant them over on the side of my house. I might move this one. We'll see how that works out. Here are the vegetables that were winter sown. This is the pak choy and bok choy. Look at this. Bolt. This really pisses me off. It really hasn't been that warm here. But I'm gonna have to pull these out, and I think what I'm gonna do is put celery in there, because I'm not gonna waste my time with that. Celery is looking really good. Well, I wanted to mention, as promised, these really recovered well. You can see they were droopy and really looking pathetic for about a week, and then now they're really looking good, except for these ones. Bad pak choi. So you can see even I have some failures still. I think it's just the nature of gardening. I think that no matter how many years you do gardening, you're going to have some successes and you're going to have some failures. And a lot is dependent on the weather, a lot is dependent on what kind of plants you have. You just never know. Like that pak choi, with it bolting, you just never know. And the garlic not making it. So that's kind of the fun of gardening. Does that make sense? Because if it were the same every year, we probably would get bored with it and wouldn't do it. So it happens to the best of us. So is a winter sown broccoli. All doing really well. Surprised it hasn't bolted too. And the kale. Looks really good. These are all my carrots. And as you can see, they're just starting to come up. So it takes anywhere from 7 to 10 days to germinate your carrots. So I'm really happy about that. My asparagus never did come up. It did not survive the winter in the buckets. So now we know. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more places to plant something. I threw a bunch of radish seeds in here, just scattered them in there. And now you can see they're all growing really well. There's a bunch of different varieties in here. A little experiment I'm trying. So I'm gonna end the view of my beautiful crabapple tree. I take pictures of this every year. It's just, the colors are just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So there you go. A little bit of a garden tour just to kind of let you see what's growing. This weekend I'm going to be planting a lot more stuff because the long range forecast looks for morning temps in the 50s. So we're good to go for planting, which kind of surprises me because we've had such a cold spring. So until next time, always remember, be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. See you next time. Bye-bye.